Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union. And today we're talking about buying a car versus leasing a car. And thankfully, Kristen Patterson is with us. Hi, Kristen.
Hello.
Now, one question I have, buying versus leasing. What are some things we need to consider here?
So there are a couple of different things, and you have pros and cons in both areas. It really depends, again, on what your end goal is as an individual. Buying, obviously, there are a few things you need to take into consideration when you're looking at things. You know, what are your repair costs and your maintenance going to look like? If you go to sell that vehicle and upgrade, you know, are you going to have negative equity in that then you have to roll over into something else? A lot of times if you purchase a vehicle, your payments are going to be higher monthly. Some of the things when you're leasing that are pros is, you know, your payment is usually a little bit lower. A lot of times maintenance is covered during the term of your lease and it's included, you know, just with your monthly payment. Some of the things with leasing, though, that can sometimes be a detractor is a lot of times there are mileage regulations. And so if you go over a certain amount of miles when you have that vehicle, a lot of time there are additional charges added onto your final payment. Also, wear and tear, depending on what shape the vehicle's in when you go to return it. And then a lot of times, if you want to get out of a lease, there are early termination fees associated with that.
Okay, so you're telling me not to get a lease if I've got young children because wear and tear on my vehicle right now is no good.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, if a member's looking for a lower monthly payment, maybe there's, you know, a financial situation. Sometimes some of our members that own businesses, leases are good because they're, you know, being driven by an employee and traded in every, you know, 2 or 3 years, that kind of thing. But pros and cons to both. Like I said, again, it really just depends on your situation.
Okay.
And any of our FSRs have the ability to really walk you through that and assess that to find out which option is going to be best for you.
Okay, awesome. So another question I have for you, Kristen, is new or used, right? Isn't this like the hugest question when it comes to getting a car? If you want to buy brand new with all the bells and whistles or used? Well, what are your thoughts?
No, absolutely. And once again, I feel like every one of these questions you've asked really comes down to each individual member and what they're after. We've had several members that absolutely swear by new and others that swear by used. And it really depends on personal preference. But once again, there are pros and cons to both. You know, with a new vehicle, a lot of times it's a pretty level playing field. So you can walk in, you can get exactly what you want. It can be ordered in. Brand new, so you know you're probably not going to run into a lot of
smell. Yep, right. The new car smell we all know and love.
Yep, absolutely. You're probably not going to run into a lot of maintenance problems, that kind of thing with a new vehicle. You kind of know what you're getting. A lot of times with a new vehicle, you also have different financing options from the manufacturer. There are incentives involved in purchasing new that can sometimes be beneficial to someone when they purchase a new vehicle. A lot of times, obviously with a newer vehicle, you have better gas mileage, lower emissions. There are all kinds of, new gadgets that help you park, that kind of thing.
Bluetooth.
Yep, exactly.
Good grief.
So, there are a lot more options out there on newer vehicles also. Cons, obviously, we've heard this for years. Depreciation is pretty much right as you drive the vehicle off the lot.
Right.
And so that's something to factor in as you're looking at a new vehicle. And a lot of times your purchase price is going to be significantly higher just because the vehicle's new and you're getting exactly what you want. So you will pay a little bit more. Used, a lot of times you can get a better car for your money. There's a little bit more negotiating power in a used vehicle. You can also, with a used vehicle, private owner and also dealerships, and there are a lot of options out there. We do a lot of private party sales, and a lot of people purchase vehicles through our existing members or through other financial institutions that they still have loans on, and we definitely have options for that also. Obviously, used cons, sometimes you don't know what you're getting. They can be a little less reliable depending on how old the used vehicle is. You may not get the color you want. You may not get all the bells and whistles. You may have to take into consideration a few other things if you're looking at used. But there are some really good options out there. There are a lot of mechanic shops that will do inspections for you. I know there are several out there that, for a certain fee, they'll say you can bring up to this many cars in as you're looking for a vehicle, and they'll do an inspection of the vehicle for you and let you know if there are any major issues or problems that you could maybe expect. So there are definitely some great options out there for used vehicles too.
Well, Kristen, thank you so much for joining us today, and we appreciate your time. And for all of you watching, thank you as well, and we'll see you on the next episode of Guiding You Forward.